Saw the screen of death pop up, but however long ago it is, we're in a tight one here in the third. I'll try to connect the two streams together later tonight if I can get the recording. So Jimbo Ayotte, who had spared in the 7th on a 7-10, filled with 7 more. Can't connect. He actually did connect. He just can't get the 7 pin to fall. And that's out of the channel. That'll be a 9. So 89 through 8 for McDonough. I'm sorry, for Ayotte, and then 93 and a spare as McDonough had a 9 and a spare. So I think that's when we got disconnected. We should be back live on all 3 networks right now. And Lasko leading Hingham with 82 after 6. Drops 9. He had been open. Austin Barnes at 59 through 6. Leaves another split. He's made a couple like this. Lasko swinging right to left ball right on the money. 92. And Barnes connects, except the back pin. That was the 8 pin, just unmolested. Pin still rolling out forward. Barnes looking for a 10. Gets it. $92.69 out of the 2 slot here. Lasko leading. A 2-pin lead for Academy 2. See if we get another lead change. Oh, that right to left ball stopped swinging, but hey, who cares? 8 drop. 100 for Lasko. Through 7 complete. Barnes a little thin. Wood sets up so he can send a sweeper over. That's the 2-pin. There goes the Wood. Twirls a 3rd time. Takes out the 9. Lasko with a pair of spares in this trip. No, the sweeper doesn't work. Barnes takes 9. He has 1 spare here in the 3rd. He's at 78 after 8. Score check, 412, 405 is what I see above us. And that's what our that's what our board says. Hingham trying to salvage two points on the day. Here's John Zappi working on a spare. Stays on the 1-2 pocket, a little full. And that was, I think that was, we'd call that one a full strike. Zappi ends up with 6 on the fill. Godwin with a strike at 91. Wow! Zappi at 77 on a spare. Godwin at 91 on a strike. Zappi's fill ball next. Nope, that's a 5. The back stays still. One, 3, 6, 7, and 9. No good that time. Hit it where he wanted it. Same could be said of Godwin. It ends up being 8 on the strike field, though. 99. '91 through 8, and Godwin now at 109 after the 10. Down to the last 14 boxes. We got 2 each from Smith and Jones, Winchell and Jalbert, and then the whole lineup will come through one final time. The score 442 to 433. Hingham with a 9-pin lead. Nice right to left ball into the 1-3 pocket. Here comes Smith. Similar shot. Both bowlers with 2-pinners. Fronted by the 4-pin. Difference be that wood out in front. How about that? And McDonough, Jones, spares in the 7th. Smith, who filled with 8. Going to try to match him. It's good. That's good. Took an extra bit of time to make sure that the pin was steady, and he was steady. Smith now at 87, and a ball through 7. Matching spares in the 7th. Uh-oh. Not bad after missing right. 6 fill for Jones. 92. Good drop of 8, but a 5-10 for Smith. Oh, the 8-pin won't fall. Now he's playing the wood. That was intended, I think. All right, a 10 and a 102 for Jones. And a 104 for Joe Smith, who had a 9 there. We are all squared, and the official scorecard matches. However, Hingham with 3 bonus balls. Winchell, who'd been filling, puts Hingham out into the lead. And can't find the head pin. How about that? Tim Jalbert, 1, 2, 9, 10 spare. There's the head pin and a 10, 89. And with 7-pin lead. 2 marks to 1. Anchor bowlers on their 4th of 5 trips. Winchell sends that one a little too far left. Gets the back to crash, and it's the Millis 8. On the 4 horsemen. Jalbert fills with 6 on a full head pin shot. For the spare. No, just right. Oh my goodness! What an improbable blast! That was the 3-6 that he sent into the 2-4. And a 10. Jalbert with a excellent one of the. There have been a bunch of beautiful split pickups, but that one may have topped them all. 114 through 8 to 99. Our score is confirmed 495, 494. That checks out. A 1-pin lead for Hingham, plus a ball. That ball is in Chris McDonough's hand right now. His left hand bounced it down on full on the head pin. 5. Oh no. 2 objects on the money. Still 6 stand. Jimbo takes 8. No blood in the 9th. Jimbo with a reverse blast on the 1-2 pocket with a triangle. Great action after missing for Jones. It just has the head pin and 5 pieces of wood, 4 of which look like they're ready to help out on this right in front of the 7, 8, and 9. Ayotte's waiting for his ball to return. Dave Godwin sending a message to the staff. We had a delay earlier where there were about 9 or 10 balls back there on lane 4. So, while we take a break, let's look at what we might call do the 400 watch as I'll pull the scoreboard down. See if that's too far in the way. Yeah, we'll leave that on. And you can see through completed strings. Dave Godwin with a chance. Tim Jalbert at 368, both of them. Chris Jones at 346. I mean, they'd have to get 32s, Jalbert and Godwin would. So a pair of spares, 6 fills, they'd be right on it. Jimbo, a little bit out of reach. I mean, if he makes this spare, he'd be at 371 and have to strike out. He'd be there. Balls are back. We're ready to play. We're gonna leave the totals up as the bowlers finish their days. For the spare, he got it. No better spot for that one. McDonough for 10. That's a 9. And a 115. Scores of 98, 126, and 115. You see him with a 339. Chris McDonough, former pitcher. Good piece on the right side of the head pin and a 7-drop. Oh, 114. That ends up being a 378 for Jimbo. Here, Austin Barnes at 78 after 8. A 1 mark 78. Full blast on the right side of the head pin. Two, 4, 5, 10, I think that is. 9 on the fill for Lasko. Those were big pins there. And this for the spare. He got it! Dan Lasko leading Hingham, trying to avoid the sweep. At 129 through 9. Austin takes a 10. He's at 88. See the lead now 7 for Hingham. Plus this ball. Well, Tim Jalbert also working on a spare. On it. And a strike. The first of the night for Dan Lasko. When he needed it most, 139 through 9. 149 plus bonus balls. Dan was a regular on the circuit back in the 90s. You can look him up on YouTube on one of the channels that has all the old Channel 5 shows. You'll see he's lost a few miles an hour, but he's got the guts. Austin Barnes finishes with a 96 with the 8. And he's back on the head pin. Still pins falling, and that's 8 on the first ball. With his 96, Barnes ends up with a 342. And Lasko, a 159. How about that? Super sub Dan Lasko. Back from the blast from the past. That was a lot of fun, Dan. You know, we see in the league averages, hands in the subs, but got to be a season high for him. It's Hingham comfortably in the lead, 29 the difference right now. Dave Godwin trying to eat away with it right now. Uses the wood out in front of the head pin. That is a spare. Good pitch, but no. Nothing behind the front pin there for John Zappi. That'll be a 9, and Zappi's up to 100. And what were we saying about Godwin? He needs a pair of 16s for 400. Still needs a spare. Good fill here. Would go a long way. That's enough. That's enough to start. Drops the 2 horsemen. The 1 and the 2. 8 gets him up to 127. And he makes it from behind. 137 and a ball. And I think he needs a 4. Let's see, where is he? Yeah, 396. 4 for 400. John Zappi is working on a 10 here. That'll be a 9 and a 109. You can see John's scores down below. He was at 113, 109 before that. 109 again. Godwin with a big run of 400 games earlier a month ago. He's hopping it. It's going. He just gets it. He just got it. That is the official count. Should be a 4, right? That's a 4. He left the 6-pack. That's a 141 and a 400 series for Dave Godwin. Congratulations. You look good, man. You look good. All right, the match, though, is real tight. 15 pins for Hingham trying to avoid the shutout. You just saw a 159 from Dan Lasko. Put Hingham out into a huge lead, and that spare won't fall for Joey Smith. The diamond now for Chris Jones. Right on it. It's gone. That was big. As was the miss spare for Smith. So Smith takes 10 and a 114 through 9. Chris Jones at 112 in the bonus. Oh, nice piece there. And 7 shakes but won't fall. Okay, 9 dropped for Jones. For the spare, he's got it. That's Joey Smith. And so does Jones. You heard the groans. I was a little more excited than they cared for, but it was good. 131. And a ball. Jones and Lasko leading the tribe. A 613 to 589 lead through completed frames and balls. Tim Jalbert has a spare hanging, however. Expect that to come back down to about 18. Make a huge difference right here. If Smith can gain on the fill, that's a 5. Ends up being a 129, his best effort of the night. And a gainer for Chris Jones as he drops 8, and that's a 139. And a 383 for Jones. Super performance out of the 4 spot. You're now 27 minus this ball. John Winchell would need a mark or 2 to clinch it if Jalbert goes deep. Things just got a little more difficult with that wood, though. The fill is 9. And the lead is 18. That wood's still rolling and still teasing. Should be the 4-pin standing. Jalbert. Academy 2 still in it. Just barely. Timmy also in it for the 400 if he makes another spare. Remember, both he and Godwin at 568. I'm sorry, 368. Going into the last 2 boxes here, needed a pair of 16s. Of course, Jalbert is just filled with 9, so he actually only needs. I think he's going to be golden with a 5.5. So 5-pin fill and and a 6 or a 7, and he should be good. That's it. Not a problem, and that will do it for his 400 bid, but match is still alive. Winchell needs to fill. Needs to pin, I should say. No, okay. That's a 151, and that will do it. Still got another shot at it, but now Winchell. No, it won't go. Winchell, who had gotten himself up to, sorry, we're not showing it properly. Winchell had gotten himself up to a 108 through 9. And a 116. 117, that was the 9. 117 through 10. A 152. 152, it puts him up to 406. A 406 for Tim Jalbert, but Hingham with a 7-pin victory, 639 to 632. In the totals, it was 1875 to 1778. Those scores are confirmed with the official score. I wouldn't mind talking to Academy 2 with a great performance, almost cutting a 1900 off of Hingham, who did very well, throwing a 1778. With all that said and done, we're not going to do an interview right now. Glad to be back on the Friday Night Pro League. I'll be back again on the 28th, working with Steve Kelly for Paul Grant, Greg Guyar, Steve, Micah, all the people that we work with, Drew, and the Candlepin Bowling Network. Thanks for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Good night.